Ben Clark wasn't just wealthy, he was extremely rich. He owned luxury cars, mansions, private helicopters, and businesses across 3 continents: Africa, Europe, and America. But Ben was also famous for something else: his big heart. He gave money freely to anyone who asked. Every single day, people lined up at his gate: cousins, neighbors, old friends, and strangers from faraway villages. Ben never turned anyone down. He paid school fees for hundreds of kids. Some he even sent to study in America and Canada. His giving seemed endless. His fiancée, Lisa, was stunning and loved the finest things in life. She traveled constantly to Milan, London, and New York, and Ben happily paid for everything. He funded everyone's dreams without complaining. He built a beauty salon for his cousin and kept giving cash to his nephew, who gambled it away and always returned begging for more. Still, Ben never stopped helping. His hometown loved him because he built a public library there. A huge billboard at the town entrance read, "Our hero who never forgot us." Ben felt satisfied with his life. But one night, while scrolling through social media, a news story stopped him cold. A wealthy businessman named Mark Davis had jumped off a bridge. Mark was known nationwide as a generous man. The article explained that Mark's main factory had burned down, destroying everything. Insurance refused to pay. Loan sharks surrounded his house daily. Mark contacted every single person he had helped over the years, but they all vanished. Not one person answered his calls. The harassment became unbearable, and Mark ended his life. Ben's hands trembled as he read. Mark had reached out to powerful people who could have saved him easily, yet nobody responded. This story haunted Ben. What if I lost everything tomorrow? Would everyone disappear? Would they forget everything I did for them? For weeks, Ben couldn't shake these thoughts. He needed answers. He needed to know the truth before it was too late. Then one morning, Ben had a wild idea. He wouldn't fake an illness. No, he would do something nobody expected. He would fake his own death. Ben called his most trusted lawyer, Mr. Cole, and his private doctor, Dr. Mills. He explained his plan. Both men were shocked but agreed to help. "I need to know who truly cares," Ben said firmly. "This is the only way." 2 weeks later, Ben organized a huge yacht party. He invited everyone: family, friends, business partners, and community members. The yacht was massive and luxurious, sailing along the coast with music, dancing, and champagne flowing freely. Everyone was having the time of their lives. Lisa looked absolutely gorgeous in a sparkling gold dress, dancing with her friends and posting videos on Instagram. Ben watched everyone carefully, studying their faces, their laughter, their excitement. As the party reached its peak, Ben climbed onto the upper deck. He called for everyone's attention. The music stopped. Hundreds of people gathered below, looking up to him with smiles. "Thank you all for coming tonight," Ben shouted. "I wanted to celebrate with the people I love most." Everyone cheered and clapped. Then Ben's expression changed. He became serious. "I also wanted to tell you something important. Life is short and unpredictable. We never know when." Suddenly, someone from the crowd screamed, "Look, he's falling!" Ben had jumped overboard. Chaos exploded instantly. People screamed and rushed to the railing. Lisa shrieked hysterically. The captain immediately stopped the yacht, and crew members dove into the water, searching desperately. For 20 minutes, they searched the dark ocean. Finally, a crew member surfaced, shaking his head. "We can't find him. The current is too strong." Lisa collapsed, sobbing uncontrollably. Her friends surrounded her, crying with her. The Coast Guard was called. Helicopters arrived with searchlights scanning the water throughout the night. By morning, the official announcement came. Ben Clark is presumed dead. His body was likely carried out to sea by the current. The news spread like wildfire across the country. Television channels covered it non-stop. Social media exploded with tributes. "Rest in peace, Ben Clark, the people's hero," everyone posted. What nobody knew was that Ben had secretly scuba dived under the yacht where a small underwater vehicle waited. He was driven to a hidden location on shore where Mr. Cole and Dr. Mills waited with a safe house prepared. Ben was alive and watching everything unfold through hidden cameras and online. The funeral was planned for 1 week later. It was massive. Thousands attended, politicians, celebrities, business leaders, and villagers. Everyone wore black. Cameras flashed everywhere. News reporters interviewed people. "Ben was like a father to me," his nephew cried on camera. "He was the greatest man I ever knew." "He was my everything," Lisa sobbed dramatically, dressed in an expensive black designer outfit, dark sunglasses covering her eyes. Ben watched from his hidden location, noting everything carefully. After the funeral, something interesting happened. Mr. Cole, acting as Ben's lawyer, called a private meeting with close family members. He gathered them in Ben's mansion: Lisa, his 2 sisters, his brother, his nephew, and 3 cousins. Mr. Cole cleared his throat. "As Ben's attorney, I must inform you about his will." Everyone leaned forward eagerly. "However," Mr. Cole continued, "there's a problem. Ben's business accounts are frozen due to pending investigations. His assets are tied up in legal disputes. The mansion will be sold to pay debts. Everything is gone." Complete silence. Lisa's face went pale. "What do you mean gone? Everything?" "I'm afraid so," Mr. Cole said sadly. "Ben had secret debts nobody knew about. Bad investments, failed projects overseas. I'm sorry." Lisa stood up abruptly. "This can't be happening." She grabbed her designer purse and walked toward the door. "Where are you going?" Ben's older sister asked. "I can't stay here," Lisa said coldly. "I have my own life to think about." She left without looking back. One by one, the others also left. Within 30 minutes, the mansion was empty. Ben watched this through his hidden cameras, his heart sinking, but his eyes sharp with understanding. 3 days later, Mr. Cole made another announcement publicly. "We discovered a secret offshore account. Ben Clark left behind $50 million specifically for his fiancée Lisa and his closest family members." The news spread instantly. Within hours, Lisa called Mr. Cole repeatedly. Ben's siblings flooded his phone with messages. His nephew showed up at the lawyer's office that same evening. "Where do we sign? When can we get the money?" Mr. Cole scheduled a meeting at the mansion for the following day. When everyone arrived, they found the living room set up like a conference room. Mr. Cole stood at the front with a large envelope. "Before we proceed, Ben left behind a video message. He wanted you all to watch it." A large screen turned on. There sat Ben, very much alive, staring directly at the camera. Gasps filled the room. Lisa's hands flew to her mouth. Ben's brother stood up in shock. "Hello everyone," Ben said calmly on the screen. "If you are watching this, it means I successfully faked my death." Absolute silence. "I needed to know the truth," Ben continued. "I needed to see who truly loved me and who just loved my money. When you thought I was dead and broke, you all left within minutes. Lisa, you couldn't leave fast enough. My dear family, none of you even pretended to mourn once you heard there was no money." Shame crossed several faces. Others looked angry. "But the moment you heard about $50 million, you came running back. That tells me everything." Ben paused, then smiled slightly. "The good news is, I'm alive. I'm watching you right now through hidden cameras in this room." Everyone's head spun around, searching for cameras. "The bad news is, you all failed the test miserably." Lisa started crying. "Ben, please." "However," Ben interrupted from the screen, "I'm giving you all one final chance." Everyone froze. "Here's the new test," Ben said. "Mr. Cole has $50 million in that envelope. You can split it equally among yourselves right now and leave. Or you can refuse the money, prove that you care about me more than money, and wait for me to return. If you choose to wait, I'll reveal myself and we'll start fresh with honesty. If you take the money, you'll never see me again. You have 5 minutes to decide. The cameras are recording." The screen went black. The room exploded with arguments. "We should wait for him," Ben's younger sister said. "Are you crazy? He's playing games with us. Take the money." Lisa sat silently, tears streaming down her face, staring at the floor. 4 minutes, Mr. Cole announced. The nephew reached for the envelope. "I'm taking my share and leaving." "Wait," Ben's older sister grabbed his hand. "If we take this money, we lose Ben forever. Is that what we want?" "He clearly doesn't trust us anyway," the brother argued. "The relationship is already destroyed." 3 minutes. Lisa suddenly stood up. Everyone looked at her. "I'm not taking the money," she said quietly. "What?" several people said together. "I'm staying. I'm waiting for Ben," Lisa said firmly. "I don't care if it takes days, weeks, or months. I love him. I was scared and stupid when I left, but I'm not making that mistake again."
"You all can leave. I'm staying right here." Everyone stared at her in shock. 2 minutes, Mr. Cole said. Ben's younger sister slowly stood. "I'm staying too. Ben helped raise me. I won't abandon him again." One by one, people faced a choice. In the end, Lisa and Ben's younger sister remained seated. Everyone else grabbed their share of the money and left. When the room cleared, Mr. Cole smiled. "The 5 minutes are up." A door at the back of the room opened. Ben walked in, very much alive. Lisa screamed and ran to him, throwing her arms around him, sobbing uncontrollably. His younger sister ran to him too, crying and hugging him tightly. "I'm so sorry," Lisa cried. "I'm so sorry I left. I was weak and scared and stupid." Ben held her close. "You came back. That's what matters. You passed the final test." He looked at his younger sister. "Thank you for staying." She wiped her tears. "You're my brother. I should have never left in the first place." The three of them stood together for a long moment. Later that evening, Ben called a press conference. The world was shocked when he appeared alive on national television. "I faked my death to learn the truth about the people in my life," Ben explained calmly to the cameras. "It was extreme, but necessary. I discovered that most people valued my money more than me, but I also discovered 2 people who chose love over money, and that's enough." The news went viral globally. Some people criticized him for the deception. Others praised him for his courage to seek truth. Ben didn't care about public opinion anymore. He had his answers. 3 months later, Ben married Lisa in a small, private ceremony with only 50 guests, people who had genuinely checked on him during his death, people who called Mr. Cole asking about funeral expenses and memorial funds, people who showed up to comfort his family without asking for anything. Ben didn't return to his old life of endless giving. Instead, he created a foundation that helped people who truly needed it with strict verification processes. He still gave generously, but wisely. As for the family members who took the money and left, Ben never spoke to them again. The 50 million they split was real. It was their inheritance, given early, and their final goodbye. Ben learned that sometimes losing everything is the only way to discover who truly values you. And sometimes the greatest wealth isn't money. It's knowing who will stay when everything else is gone. Lisa held his hand as they watched the sunset from their new home, smaller, simpler, but filled with real love. "Do you regret the test?" Ben smiled. "Not for a second. It set me free." And for the first time in his life, Ben Clark felt truly rich. Now here's the big question. If you were in Ben's position and had the power to test the people around you, would you do it? Or is it better to live without knowing the truth? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you think.